for the brokers that do not adopt AI in their business, they are going to make less money in the future because these insurance companies are going to come up with models where they don't need you anymore because they're going to automate the follow-up. They're going to automate the lead. They're going to automate the showing of the plans and the showing of the 101 and making sure all the compliance is covered. And all they need you for is your license.
Yeah.
So then what do you become? You literally become an in-house, luck of the draw, roulette figured in, and they're going to pay you less because you're no longer originating the lead.
Right.
Welcome to the Direct Insurance Podcast, Uncensored, where real talk meets real strategy for independent agents. Get ready for insights, expert tips, and some brutally honest advice to help you level up your business. Now, here are your hosts, Jason McClellan and Filip Lundstedt.
There's so much going on. It's moving so quick. We've talked about this over the last couple of days. Maybe two-part question. How do you avoid AI burnout or just being overwhelmed? And how can agents avoid that? Because I feel like once you set down this path, then things speed up pretty quick. And then you get pulled down different rabbit holes and you're like, well, I should be doing this. And now I got to do this. And now I got to learn this one. How do you avoid that?
I would say you got to be disciplined in the purpose of a cycle of action, right? A cycle of action is where you start something, you change some things, and then you stop because you've created what you wanted, and then you move on. If you're starting something, don't be like, oh, wow, I've got this other great idea. Let me do that really quick. I got this idea. I'm going to do that really quick. Get used to archiving your data, right? So if I'm asking ChatGPT to create me 30 days worth of content, I'm going to do that. I'm going to finish that. I'm going to look at that. I'm going to put it in a folder. I'm going to take it out of ChatGPT. I'm going to put it in a folder, have it make it maybe like a PDF. And then I'm going to take that and then I'm going to copy all of the transcript, put it in a teleprompter app, and then I'm going to schedule on my calendar, hey, on Saturday between 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock, I'm recording all of this content. Cycle of action done. You've created the content. It lives in your GPT. You created a PDF. You put it on your desktop. You copy and paste it in a teleprompter, and you schedule the time that you're actually going to do it. That is a finished cycle of action. Then you move on to the next thing.
Good point.
It's little things that you do because otherwise you're going to have all these things. You're going to get confused. You're going to get overwhelmed, and then you're going to be like, what's going on?
Right.
And if you're overwhelmed, your AI will be overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And it's very much tied into each other like that.
Great point. Made me laugh. Simpler version. It's like when my wife's like, how'd you buy that shirt so fast? And go to the mall. Because I said I'm only going to look for shirts.
Yeah.
I walked in, I saw shirts, tried it on, I came back.
That's it.
There's a lot of other things I realized, maybe I need that, but you don't. Just do that one thing.
So you don't go to any other stores.
Yeah.
I went there
That's
for
it.
one store, one purpose. That's
I'm
it.
in, I'm out.
I'm done.
Yeah.
That's it. Pragmatic.
Same
simple,
thing with your AI.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's why I like different AIs. One to do ideation, pull out the ideas that I want to do, put it in a different one, have it do it for me because it does it a little bit better. I think Claude's a little bit better at that. And then I extract from that. Yeah. I'm at the point, I work really well with ADHD. So it's like I do have multiple projects happening at the same time, but I also have employees that are babysitting my AI and helping me do this at a grander level, which we're not getting into today. But it's all about the cycle of action and categorizing what it is on a level of importance, what you need first. Don't do all the glitzy glamour thing. Oh, I need an AI sales bot. No, you don't. You can sell. What you need before a sales bot is something that's making appointments for you maybe, right? Because that's the follow-up and the reach out. You get a lead, and that lead came in 5 minutes ago. You're not calling it.
Right.
So have something else do it. That's more important than closing the deal or having something else. Oh, I really want a bot that could write the application. Stop. Stop. That's your job.
Right.
That's your job. That's something that you can do that doesn't take, it takes 5 minutes to write an app. It takes days to follow up.
Right.
It takes days to book an appointment. It takes hours to not hours, but maybe 45 minutes to educate somebody on all their stuff, get all their data, everything, right? You can use AI to compress all that time. So the only thing that you're there for is the 15, 20 minutes of you actually doing the application and closing somebody. Because everything else has already been taken care of. And it can be documented easily.
Right. Oh, that's great. All great points. I mean, I feel like we've really done a great job giving them some takeaways. Some actionable takeaways they can do pretty quickly. Maybe we've even clarified a few things that agents were confused over. So this has been great. Now, where do you think the AI agency of the future is in a few years? Any idea? Or where do you think it might take you?
Yeah, I think it'll take me more down the road of doing a lot more AI than I am doing Medicare. I almost think, right? Like I love this business. I'll never get out of this business, but I know that there's a massive need for people in this business that know this business to kind of arbitrate what's coming in and filter what's coming in and what can actually be purposed for this industry.
Yeah.
The more that happens, the more products will be created specifically for us, right? Because a lot of the products that are being created aren't for us, but we can figure out how to repurpose them and how to put them and use them for us, right? So I think that AI is in an interesting place. Will it get regulated? Of course. I don't think it'll get regulated to the point where it's not usable.
Right.
But I definitely think people out there that are like, oh yeah, AI is going to take our jobs. No, it won't, because there's a lot of compliance factors, and we're talking about human beings, and we're talking about a senior population. I don't think that it's going to take your job. Do I think it can greatly reduce commissions in the future? Not to be a conspiracy theorist, but I think there's a possibility, a really high likelihood for the brokers that do not adopt AI in their business, they are going to make less money in the future.
Yeah.
Because these insurance companies are going to come up with models where they don't need you anymore, because they're going to automate the follow-up, they're going to automate the lead, they're going to automate the showing of the plans and the showing of the 101 and making sure all the compliance is covered, and all they need you for is your license.
Yeah.
So then what do you become? You literally become an in-house, luck of the draw, roulette figured in, and they're going to pay you less because you're no longer originating the lead.
Right.
And people say, no, they need us. They need us now because we do all the follow-up and we do all that stuff. But if they automated that and they end up doing it, how are you going to get well, no, clients want to meet with a human. But if they're outspending you, right? Because how much do you spend on marketing, and how much do you think Aetna or Humana or United spends on marketing?
Right.
It's a world of difference.
Substantially, yeah, for sure. No, that's a good reminder. And I think it goes back to the point that we need to be doing it now.
Yeah.
So that you've got those systems in place. You've cut down on that extra work. So in conclusion, this has been great. Hopefully everyone listening is excited about not only what we shared, but what's to come. So Filip, we'll be doing more of these. We'll be diving in deeper. We'll be giving additional ideas, actionable ideas. Any concluding statements?
Yeah, just start today. Guys, don't be afraid. Reach out to us. We're going to give you a lot of tools, 100% free tools. You're my friend. You're amazing. And because anybody that's involved with you, they're going to get some free resources from me that I usually don't give away for free, but they're going to get free resources to make this as easy as possible, lay the breadcrumbs out for you, make it as easy as possible. We're going to have actual workshops where you're going to be able to implement this stuff, but get started today. Don't be afraid. Do it. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your business. You owe it to your family. You can be everything that you want to be if you just start to lean in to these systems, the CRMs and the AI.
Amazing. Thank you, my friend.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
That's a wrap on this episode of DIP Uncensored. Still have questions? Leave a comment or head over to iadbrokerage.com to find helpful resources and connect with an independent agent who can guide you through the process. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review our podcast wherever you get your shows.